Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4. We're playing on the Victorian era mod as the Russian Empire. We're playing as Alexander II. This is episode 6. In today's episode, we're going to be declaring war upon my ally, the British Empire, and hopefully doing a number on them here today. So if you still are enjoying this series and would like to see more, the best thing you guys can do is leave a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comment section down below what you would like me to replace this campaign with. Once it ends, doesn't necessarily have to be Hearts of Iron, just has to be a strategy game. So it is currently the 20th of April 1872. I'll put in the description below the Victorian era mod and the faction mod. So what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to able to dissolve the Russian Anglo Entente, which has helped us tremendously in this series, being able to expand our colonial empires. Obviously, we started off in Russia itself. In the last episode, we took Sweden, we took Greece, and we also took Canada, along with, we gave the British Portugal. So we got in Europe here, France, Prussia, Sweden, Norway, Greece, Turkey, huge chunks in North Africa. We've obviously got China on side, even down here in Vietnam. We don't have anything in South Africa, but we've got a little bit in West. We've got half of Brazil and Argentina. We have Mexico, the United States, and Canada on side. It'd be really cool if there was like a land, we made like a massive land bridge, so you could like get a train from you could get a train from like fucking Paris all the way to Mexico City. How like awesome would that be over the top, you know? Okay, so we currently have 178 divisions, yes, on the border here in Brittany. 10 divisions over in China. What I'm really going to do is just pretty much push and blitzkrieg the British Empire as best we can. If we can quickly get rid of them, take the mainland, the rest of the colonies will fall. So we have 67 ready to go. We have 76 here as well. We have 3 naval invasions, one coming from Dunkirk, hitting just outside London. Then we have one coming from Wilhelmshaven. That's going to be hitting near Norwich. And then we have a naval invasion from Norway, near Oslo, I get, or Oslo's a bit further away. Bergen, I think that's how you say it. We're going to be going into the north of Scotland. So let's get stuck into today's video now, shall we? Okay, so we've got a couple of options with this faction manager mod. We can leave the faction, we can kick the faction members, or we can disband the faction. What I'm going to do is I'm going to outright dismantle the faction, okay? Easy peasy, the government's idea of dismantling the faction, blah, blah, blah. So now at the moment, there are no faction. The British-Russian Entente is no more, as you can see, which is great. It's a really good mod. I do recommend it, so we can do more of that sort of stuff. Now, I'm just curious if the British were angry at me and would want to declare war. No. Now, because we had, obviously, military access, we could roughly see where they were, so I know that there's no one on these ports. Well, I have skipped a couple of hours ahead, so I'm not entirely sure, but in theory, there shouldn't be. So let's declare war now upon Britain. It's going to be fascinating to see who actually allies up with them, because every other time when I've declared war on a country, they've made a faction and invited a lot of people. The dawn of the European League, even the British Empire. So Britain has made a faction with Belgium, by the look of it, okay, and called it the European League. Right, we need to deal with Belgium really quickly. So what we're going to do is we're going to break off this front line here, the green one, and we shall quickly swing up here and get rid of them before they get called into this war. Quickly now, we can't afford to lose Dunkirk, that's the main thing. Right, we have superiority in the English Channel, the North Sea, and the Eastern North Sea. We have 120 ships, and then obviously 16 on convoy raiding. Oh, we can't afford to lose Dunkirk. Have we landed in Britain yet? We must be nearly there, but there's a naval battle out here. We've taken back Brittany, finally. But how are the colonial colonies going? So, we haven't been pushed out here. Has there been much fighting in South America and stuff? Nothing that I can really see. We want to take Hong Kong. That's what we want to get. Because that will help somewhat. Oh, let's push all the way back over here. Okay. We're not into London, and we're also not naval in. We're not in just yet. We're about to be in though. Oh no! Did I just lose 10 divi? Oh my god! They sunk my convoys. Oh, but we are in the north of Scotland. There's bloody Russians in the north of Scotland. Who would have thought? The Germans, I mean Russians are coming. Oh, well, we just lost 10 divisions there. Fucking brilliant. It looks like the push is going to come from the north. Who would have thought? Right, we're going to have to leave a couple of these guys just to garrison permanently. Okay, so we need to get rid of Belgium as quickly as possible. Alright, so what have we got here to deal with? So who else is here? We got 178. Holy fuck. Well, these 56, 67 should go north. Well, I guess you guys could swing around this other side if you really wanted to help out. Alright, cool. Alright, those guys are going to permanently stay here on the port, while these other blokes make some room. A bit of an unorthodox approach. I quite like to push from the south instead of the north, but hey, you can't have everything. Looks like we're about to capitulate Belgium though. Right, how's the war in the north going? Okay, cool. Those guys are here. I'm going to extend this front line where I can, and then go down to Cornwall. Go and hang out with Doc Martin. Right. Belgium has capitulated. Easy. Peasy. We can't seem to navally invade though. Alright, let's start just blitzkrieging down the country. If we can take Edinburgh, Glasgow, that will give us some good ports. 23 divisions from the Brits here though. We've taken Glasgow. Edinburgh's just fallen. Alright. They're about to flee the port near Glasgow. Yeah, we're hammering from the north. The king in the north. Winter is coming. Okay, we've got the port there. We probably don't even need to worry about it now. How well are we going capitulating wise? We killed 660k. We've only lost... Oh, wow. Okay, right. I was reading it the other way around because I'm so used to reading the other results. So, fucking hell, 670k men. It's because we lost those 10 divisions, that's why. 24k Brits lost, but now we've taken Manchester, Leeds, huge industrial stuff. Have we taken Newcastle? No, the fucking Geordies are still holding out up in the Toon. Whatever they call it. We could send some more lads in. Send the 76. Get to the port in Ghent. We'll send some more reinforcements over to help. But I think we've gotten Britain now. Man, the thing is, right, I don't think I've ever invaded Britain from the north. It's because I had Sweden. I had Norway specifically, but I had Sweden, Norway, the faction. I could swing around to Scotland quite easily. Because usually, the best way to go, especially in the vanilla game, is to go through East Anglia. But obviously this is the Victorian era mod, so it's a little bit different. Alright, come on. We need to take Dover now. What are they at to capitulating now? 90%. They didn't really hit me anywhere else, did they? No. A little bit here. No, they haven't hit me anywhere else either. I was just trying to see if they did any invasions anywhere else. Okay, cool. Get rid of Newcastle. they're holding out and they're just like small little pockets. They're small little contingents. So we're just going to have to redo this a bit. There we go, finally they've capitulated. Holy crap, they were holding out in like Portsmouth, they were holding out in Dover, and what, Plymouth for bloody ages. The British Empire has capitulated, great news. Holy crap. So we managed to take 186k support equipment, 94k sterling MKLs. Awesome stuff. So obviously now we're going to take the entirety of Belgium and Britain. Excellent. 93 states, 313,000 equipment has been seized. And on that note, guys, I think it's time to end the campaign there. There's no one else that can really oppose me. Here is what we own as the Russian Empire under Alexander II. We're not even democratic, but we came close to being. The monarchy is still in government. So we've taken the UK now. We've taken, like, look at this. We've got pretty much near the entirety of Europe, the UK, Sweden, Turkey, North Africa. Look at South Africa now. We've even taken the bottom half of the British Raj. China, Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, the United States, Canada. I feel like we've gone about this campaign a little bit of an unorthodox way. Like we started, I think it's the second episode, we had colonial land in Brazil. We took out the Ottomans. We like took out the French and the Danes in the war with the United States. I just found that quite funny. Here's some stuff. If you're welcome to pause, and I don't know, you're most welcome to pause and have a look at it. Here's our trade, which is insane. We're using 2,000 of our own steel. Here's our production as well. 840 military factories. How many troops do we have actually? 22. And what are these units actually made of now? Mostly our own PPS 43 muskets. But recently, just because we've taken Belgium, we're using their stuff. Mostly our rifles. If I was to deliberately drop someone now, what equipment would this person be using? Okay, so this unit is using Belgium artillery, Russian rocket-arty, mostly Russian muskets, but we've got some British rifles, some Greek rifles, and some Belgium rifles as well. But anyway, guys, unfortunately, it is time to end the Russian Empire campaign on the Victorian era mod. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this series as much as I've had. I've had an absolute blast. As usual, I didn't think I'd do this well in the campaign, but Russia is a very, very enjoyable faction to play as in the Victorian era, so I do recommend checking out the mod. I'll put in the description below, and maybe starting your own colonial empire with maybe a faction that historically wasn't the we weren't like Russia wasn't at the colonial might as we are on screen, as you can see, with just territories in North America, South America, Africa, and Asia. And even somewhat in Europe. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below what you would like me to replace this Russian campaign with. Doesn't necessarily have to be Hearts of Iron, but it can be maybe Total War, maybe Crusader Kings 2, a strategy game I haven't picked up yet. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys want to stay connected with me after this video on my social media links, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Highly recommend Twitter. Every single time I post a video, a tweet goes out. Much more reliable than the YouTube sub box. These days, to get all the notifications for the channel, you have to subscribe, of course, and click the bell to get all the notifications. So Twitter is just much more reliable. I really, really do recommend it. Not just for me, but for other content creators as well. If you really want to see more of their videos, go and follow all the creators you watch on Twitter, because I'd imagine 9 out of 10 of them would have their notifications connected. If they're not, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Anyway, G2A. If you guys want to get yourself some cheap and reliable games, check out my affiliation link in the description below. You can pick up Hearts of Iron for a pretty decent price on there. Some really good prices. I do recommend checking out the affiliation link for cheap and reliable games. My name has been Simpzy. Thank you very much for watching this Russian campaign. Stay tuned for more videos on the channel. Take care. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye. Really close cinematic shots here, pushing through the bridge. Oh, look at... That was probably the shot of the video there.